amazing.
This
Smoking.
came out this year.
Really? Smoking a pipe.
Smoking a
Okay.
So, you know, here are my invitation. I'm gonna pull out my weed and we're all gonna pass it. You know. But he's obviously smoking grass. That's what this is. It's grass.
I think that's debatable.
Well, I mean, it is grass. I mean, you know, some people said it was a peace pipe, but actually, the Native American people that I've heard through, I didn't actually speak to someone, but someone who knows a friend of a friend, you know, said that that's not the structure of a peace pipe. There's very specific things about a peace pipe that need to be followed if that's the. But on the other hand, you know, you could still take that in as a peace pipe.
To me,
This was this year in July 27th.
that looks like a different artist
Yeah, there probably are lots of artists.
than the one that I've seen from the documentary and everything. Like I look at that one and I say, well, that's fake. I mean, that's like my strong response. That
Well,
there's
actually,
someone trying to ridicule. I mean, that's just what I get from it.
I'm coming from the point
real
of view that the whole phenomenon is for our good, and that there's nothing to resist. Even if some of them are made by humans, and some of them definitely are, it's in response. There's something that is being evoked in our consciousness. Our consciousness is just as valid to be, included in this phenomenon as anyone else's, including, the poor flies that get fried on the grass.
But I mean, throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I'm not interested in proving it to anybody. This is like, I want to get past the point of, okay, you're going to have to make me believe this in order to even listen to you. I want to get past that. And I want to go, here I am being presented with something amazing that I have no idea where it's really coming from. And no one's telling me where it's really coming from. And how can I take this information in a way that it's going to feed me right now? What does this do for me right now? And for me, this image is pretty striking, and has a feeling of an invitation for there is much more going on. There are tools that we can use to help ourselves reach and see and open up to what's going on. And for instance, like smoking grass, if that's your pleasure. This one did come down shortly after the smoking alien, and it is the molecular structure of both melatonin and DMT, both of which activate in the pineal gland, which is where you get all this information blazing out from, and receiving. Melatonin, I think that's really interesting. Melatonin and DMT are a really similar molecule, that melatonin is the one that we take to help us go to sleep and dream.
And it's produced in the pineal gland.
And it's produced in the pineal gland, and DMT is really similar structure, and it helps us stay awake and dream. But it does the same thing. It activates us in that spot. And I just want to point out one thing. There's this this circle of 6 attached to a circle of 5. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. Okay. This is a representation of the molecules that go on in DNA. And if you look, like the 2 green ones that are here, it's hexagon attached to a pentagon. So it's that 6 and 5. So it's affecting, there's a resonance there. There's a geometric resonance that is going into our DNA, possibly. And then they do reference DNA. Now, this is a very straight and bounded piece of DNA, if that's what it is. It's like, even though you've got this nice even sine wave going through it twice, it still has this feeling of it being very limited, in my opinion. I'm taking you through a journey here. That's my story. Mm-hmm. So, this was in 1996, and then this this one came up in 2002. And this one, oh my God, I'm not going to go into depth about this, but a whole book has been written about this. It was at a place called Crooked Soli. And there's all kinds of numerical stuff going on in here, but this is a very different expression of DNA. It's like, it's going from this, between a duality, let's say, to a circular rhythm that has a different kind of geometry in it. Going around a center that has, that's mysterious, it's untouched. This center is untouched. So I'm making assumptions about crop circles. And for the purpose of my musical, you're just going to flow along with it. I'm not saying that these are the definitive final answers in any way. I'm saying this is a way that it stimulates me, and I hope that it's fun sharing it with you. So all this is to stimulate, hopefully, your actual sensate feeling energy body here, as we look at these. Because that feeling energy body, I think that's the craft that's actually going to get us through the shift, much more than any thought about what I think about it particularly, but what I think about it. And I'm wary about being a little bit too much in my head around it. I do want this to be something that can, shimmer through something else. So, a certain amount of humility and not knowing and opening the heart where the intelligence from the unknown can speak.